Hey there guys, what's going on? Today we've got another video in our best class setups in Modern Warfare series. We are taking another look at the Big Boss Assault Rifle in Modern Warfare. The one all other weapons are compared to, of course I'm talking about the M4A1 in Modern Warfare. And we're back this time with the best overall M4 class setup in Modern Warfare, in my opinion, of course. Here we've got the absolute best attachments, perks, tactical and lethal choices to help you get absolutely wild in multiplayer games. But just before we do talk about this best M4A1 class setup, let's try and get this video to 25 likes. The support for the videos from you guys has continued to be excellent recently, so huge thank you to all of you guys for supporting me and my videos. We did of course recently hit 1,340 subscribers and we are well on our way to 1,400 now, so make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on so you do get notified when my videos go live. Because according to this little graph here, about 94% of you watching this video aren't subscribed, so let's try and get this number closer to 90% by helping me out here. Right, so let's talk about this new best class for the M4. So we'll start with our sidearm perks and grenade choices here. We'll go over them fairly quickly because they're pretty similar on most of my classes. Our sidearm is of course the 357 snake shot revolver because it's still one of the most powerful weapons in this game, and we have set it up like this of course with the 357 long barrel, the 1mm laser, the lightweight trigger, the snake shot, and of course the akimbo perk. This is a perfect option for getting those people who are super close to you if you do run out of M4 ammo. The perk meta is very settled recently with most people running these three perks here. Perk 1 is a choice of EOD for not dying to those explosives because it's super annoying when you die to like C4s and stuff in this game. Or Quick Fix is another good option at the moment for getting that health regeneration started as soon as you do get a kill, or it makes it a little bit easier to cap objectives and stuff like that, because getting this particular option going is sometimes more powerful than a stim shot. Perk 2, we do have Ghost here for staying undetectable on those UAVs, and it works in perfect combination with our third perk, which is of course Tracker, which does let you see enemy footsteps, and you can also see enemy death markers, and it does hide the markers of enemies that you do kill. This is a very powerful combination for stealth and helping you flank around and control the edges of the map. This is a super strong combination for sure. In the lethal slot, we usually roll with the C4 because it is super strong, but all these options are very good at doing their own little jobs. And of course, in the tactical slot, we do want the stim shot because getting a second chance per life is very powerful. Okay, so as I said, the M4 is the god gun in Modern Warfare, and we've got the best attachments for you here today. This is for those of you who are just after the attachments, and that's pretty much it. We've got our M4 set up like this. Here we do have the monolithic suppressor for the damage range and sound suppression, the stock M16 Grenadier for the range increases and of course recoil bonuses, the no stock option to make us move a little bit faster and aim down sight a bit faster, the commando foregrip for helping us stay on target, making us a lot more accurate, and of course the 60 round mags just so we can pretty much fire until the end of time. With these attachments we do get a perfect combination of fantastic damage, effectiveness at range, low recoil, great handling, decent mobility, and 60 rounds to send down range. It's basically between this, the Grau 556, and the MP5 for the best gun in Modern Warfare at the moment, and it's definitely a tough choice in my opinion. But for those of you who are just after the perks and attachments for this particular class here, feel free to dip out of the video at this stage. I do appreciate you stopping by, but if you are dipping out, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. But of course, for the rest of you, I'm going to go over our attachments in more detail like we usually do, because there's some pretty interesting choices to be made with this M4 class. Right, so starting us off with our attachments here, as I said already, with the monolithic suppressor, here we do get damage range and of course sound suppression. I feel like this and the compensator are the two best options for most guns in Modern Warfare, and the M4 is no exception to that little rule there. Like, it's usually very difficult to go past extending out your damage range by about 7 to about 15% or controlling your recoil a little bit better. We do of course lose a little bit of aim down sight speed and stability with this, but we can make up for that what we lose here with other attachments. You're going to be getting for the most part like 3 to 5 shot kills depending on where you do hit the enemy, so extending this damage range out a little bit further is very powerful. I really do just love the monolithic suppressor in this game. It's definitely one of the best attachments for sure. Like, just allowing us to be way more effective at range is a super big deal with this particular class, as that's sort of what we're going for. We're going for effectiveness at pretty much everywhere, and being able to fight at long range is super important. So in this particular M4 class setup that we do have here, we can of course run the compensator if we're feeling like that, but we're running the monolithic suppressor just for the extended damage range, and that's the first attachment in this particular M4 class setup here. And next attachment slot is of course the barrel here. We do have the stock M16 Grenadier. This is that barrel option for the M4, and it does share these properties of course with the Corvus Custom Marksman, damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. This is always the perfect option for most weapons in Modern Warfare of course, like everything would always like to shoot a little bit further, a little bit faster, and be a lot more accurate. And of course the M4 is such a powerful option with this barrel attached. The Grenadier barrel actually makes us a little bit more accurate and more effective at range compared to the Corvus Custom Marksman, so for the best M4 class setup here, we've got to choose this option. This is currently the best option that we can work with, and it makes this weapon very, very powerful. I'd steer clear of some of the other barrel choices like your FSS Predators, your sort of TAC Lights, your Commandos. They're not as effective as these other two are going to be. Like, they're basically just worse versions of the same barrel. So in our barrel slot, we do have the stock M16 Grenadier, and it's a perfect second attachment for this M4 class. We have skipped over the laser and optic slots here. Normally, I'd argue that you could sort of swap out some of these attachments for these particular slots. Normally, we'd go with like a GO Mini Reflex in the optic slot, but the iron sights on the M4 are actually really clean, and of course you can go with a TAC laser if you really do feel like you need one, but again, I don't think we really have room for either of these slots here, and the iron sights are fine, so we can skip these two. Next, we do have the stock slot here, and within this, we do have another super powerful option in Modern Warfare at the moment. Without the no stock, basically, we are not as effective as we can be for the movement speed and aim down sight speed bonuses that we do get here. We do, of course, lose a little bit of recoil control with this, but it's not a super worrying deal, as we've got other recoil controlling attachments to balance this out. This is one of the best attachments in Modern Warfare for allowing with pretty much any weapon that you do put this on to be a lot more aggressive. You can play a lot faster, just feels way better to have this attached. You're way more consistent when you're moving around the map trying to move between covers and stuff like that, and the game really does play more fun that way when you're being aggressive and sort of moving around quite quickly. Plus, the aim down sight speed on this is one of the most powerful stats that you can get in the game. Getting those sights up and firing the first shot with an M4 is typically enough to win most gunfights, including like close range a lot of the time. So of course, in the stock slot, we do have the ever reliable no stock option, and that's the third attachment in this fastest killing best M4 class setup here. Next, in the ammo slot, you'll pretty much always want to run the 60 round mags. The stock M4 does have a regular 30 round mag, which can feel a little bit short when you're trying to kill more than one person, especially if you are trying to go on longer streaks. Like, if you're aiming to go on the nuke streaks like I am, you'll need as much ammo as possible. You'll definitely need as many bullets as possible with this thing. Like, a simple answer for a simple question. Do we need more bullets to fight more people? Yes, then we get more bullets. We do get slowed down a little bit by this, but it balances out nicely with our inclusion of the no stock, of course. This is all about sort of balancing your attachments and finding things that work very well together. You won't exactly be able to sprint around the map like you've got an SMG, but you definitely won't feel like you're rocking the MG34. So in the ammo slot, we of course want the 60 round magazines, and that's why we've chosen it as our fourth attachment in this class setup here. Just before we do get into our last attachment here, I want to take a minute to plug our community Discord. There's about 60 boys in here who pretty much all the time are interested in watching my videos, and by that I mean they sort of just sit there and listen to me ramble to myself a lot of the time. It's mostly used by me to just post links in the Discord pointing towards my videos, just in case your subscription boxes don't actually do the thing that they're supposed to do. And of course, there's a very good place in there to talk about Call of Duty. You can recommend videos you want me to make, like different class setups that you've got want me to try and stuff like that. So of course, go check out the link that is on the screen at the moment. There'll also be a link in the description if you do want to go join the community Discord, because it is a very cool place to talk about Call of Duty. And lastly, we of course need something to help control the recoil that we do get from the M4, because there's a little bit of recoil here, and that's our underbarrel slot, of course, and we've got the Commando foregrip, one of the first attachments that you do unlock here, which is pretty nifty, and we can take the XRK Commando foregrip because it looks not different at all, but this is one of the better attachments in the game at the moment for the recoil stabilization and aiming stability. We do lose a little bit of movement speed here, but like I said, we're not super fussed about moving slightly slower. We've got attachments to balance that out. The M4 does have a little bit of kick, like it's a little bit horizontal and a little bit vertical, there's no doubt about that, but without the foregrip, we are sort of a little bit unreliable, but with it, we're basically shooting a laser beam, and it's really accurate and super effective at range, and even medium range, long range, you can fight at pretty much anywhere on the map with this. You'll just be hitting more shots with this attached. Like, it's pretty simple. I'm definitely going with the Commando foregrip here, and that's our last attachment for this fantastic M4 class setup here. So this is our full class setup here with all these attachments combined that make the M4 still one of the best weapons in the game. Like I said earlier, it's still definitely a toss-up as the actual best weapon in the game. Like, this is definitely one of my favorite weapons to be using at the moment though, as it's definitely the fastest killing best M4 class setup in the game. If you are looking for the class setup, or one of the best class setups in the game at the moment, look no further than this particular M4 class. It's still definitely a toss-up for me as the best weapon in the game. Like, I'm still maybe leaning towards the Grau 556, but this is one of my absolute favorites for sure. If you did enjoy this and it did help you out at all, make sure you do leave a like and do subscribe if you are new around here, of course. We did recently pass 1,340 subscribers, which is absolutely insane, and all the likes and comments that you guys do leave really help me out by letting me know that you are enjoying the videos. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye!